All right, I'm here to talk about crossing the threshold, and this painting is really powerful. It's sold right away, and it's all about. I actually channel a painting each month, or I kind of create a painting each month to kind of hold the frequency of what's happening on the other side, or like through the veil, or whatever. And this painting was about the year of 2026, so the year that we're in right now, the year of the fire horse, and it talks about what to expect this year within us and on the planet, and it talks about so there's obviously these horses, and there's going to be change, and there's going to be kind of like ready or not, here it comes. And it's also about this whales, but this almost divine kind of sacred geometry symbol of whales kind of spiraling, and this is about coherence. And when we become coherent energetically, we tap into a divine intelligence. And that's also what this other symbol on the other side is this being that is coherent or aligned or self-aligned. So this year's about kind of becoming really aware of who you truly are, and really looking at, because if you haven't looked at some fears, if you haven't looked at old traumas, if you haven't looked at old ancestral things that you're still holding on to mentally, emotionally, they're coming up. They are coming up this year. And so it's about kind of looking at those things as they come up, really recognizing that it's just part of this process of kind of moving into alignment. In the process of when things come up, like fear, pain, or anger, is that we have to allow ourselves to feel it. And then we have to get curious about it and understand the belief systems that we have around people, experiences, life. Because reality itself is based on belief systems, and belief systems are based on repeating thoughts, habitual thoughts, really. And habitual thoughts and thoughts themselves are based in feelings or experiences from our past, typically. And everything is repairable, everything. It's funny, we're finding in research that our brains don't really understand the difference between a memory and what's actually happening. And so in shamanism, they've done this all the time where they've gone back in somebody's psyche and you re-experience, let's say, a trauma, but then you start changing the story. And the funny thing is that the brain doesn't know the difference between you kind of creating this imaginative reality and the reality that it did experience. Now you do have to do somatic breath work and and kind of move the emotions out of your body, like the fear, but reinstating like a more positive memory, or a memory that you were protected, or you told the person to go away, or you spoke up for yourself, and you held yourself, when you were all alone, those kinds of things. It really does change your mind. Like, this is proven, it changes your actual neural pathways in your brain, and it actually changes your nervous system. And this is where we become more self-aligned in a way that we start loving ourselves in the areas that we never had love. And when you start doing that, you start becoming aware of who you truly are. And when you do that, you start becoming aware of this divine intelligence everywhere. And then when you do that, your gifts start to expand, and your joy starts to expand, and you start really feeling like you belong here instead of in so much pain all the time. Like, you can do this. That's what this year's about. And this tree over here talks about this consciousness, this greater consciousness than us, that's helping weave all of the things that I just said, all this light and this love, all of this stuff. It's here and it's helping us. Like, consciousness itself, reality itself is conscious. Everything, the trees, the couches, everything's conscious. And when you start recognizing the consciousness within you, you start recognizing the consciousness outside of you, and then you start co-creating reality. That's this year. So it's powerful, it's magical. We are on the precipice of immense change, but great change. We have to face the pain of our past. And so there's situations arising that are helping us do that. And we have to look at the problems. We have to look at the things that are not working within us and outside of us. So we can honestly look at it and say, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to live in fear anymore. I want to live in a co creative, kind of compassionate society, right? That's this year. That's this painting. Sending you so much love.